All right, so Unit 1 review. I need you to look at number 1. I need you to take the information and write me the equation for the circle, please. You've got 30 seconds. Go. Okay, folks, you first have to understand what is the equation. So it's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Remember back to your quiz on this, you go back and you look at your quizzes. Those are really good tools to help you study by, as well as the problems that we have worked in class. You identify these things that will help you to understand where they go and keep you from making mistakes. So the h is negative 14, folks. When you plug it in, it has to become a positive 14. The k is a negative 9. When you plug it in, it has to become a positive 9. Equals r squared. Now, you cannot leave this as 5 squared. I will not accept that. When you have a number raised to a power, it needs to be evaluated. It does not need to be left as 5 squared. Okay? Maybe when you plug it in, you can write it as 5 squared, but I need to see 25. Okay? Because that is r squared and r is 5. Any questions? Anybody? Okay. Now, there's another one over there, number 2 for you to do, but I need you to hop to number 3. Okay. On this one, I will say on number 1, number 2, you may see it. Here's the equation. Pull out the center and the radius. Right? So please be aware of that. Just because I put problems on here, it said here, write the equation, I could flip this around and ask you to pull this stuff out. Okay, so please be aware. All right. Number 3. Here is the equation of circle in general form. You need to write it in standard form. Anybody got an idea of how we do that? Well, what is the process that we're doing, folks? Nope. What is the process that we're doing? It's how the quadratic formula is derived, folks. What is the process? Come on. Complete the square. Good. You're doing complete the square. All right? So you need to understand what that is. 1, that's the main thing, right? Within complete the square, it's kind of like bake a cake. Well, bake a cake means you got to get a bunch of stuff to do underneath, right? To bake that cake. Well, complete the square has to as well. Because the first thing you do is what, TJ? Group them. Good job. All right, so I'm going to let you either have victory or failure. 1 of the 2 will happen, or you'll get halfway. So I'm going to give you about a minute and a half to do this. Go. Okay. So hopefully you've taken a look at that. You just should know where you're at on the spectrum of completing the square on this. First thing, step 0, right, was group them. So I'm grouping them. X squared minus 28x plus y squared equals 187, but that is a negative 187 because we moved it to the other side. Okay? That process will never ever change. At this point, we do not have to complete the square of y squared because there's no linear term. As we talked, it's already a perfect square, right? Y squared is already perfect, so you don't have to do anything with that. But I do have to do something to the x terms, okay? And the reason I got to do something to the x term is I've got a linear term there, negative 28. But before I do that, I've got to consider, do I have something that I can pull out? Is there something in front of the square term? No. Well, there is. It's positive 1, right? And that's okay. That's what I need for it to be in order to complete the square. So I've got half of negative 28 is negative 14. When I square that, that gives me 196. So if I add it to this side, I must add it to the other side. Now, I'm ready to complete the square. Let's write it in that perfect square trinomial in factor form. x minus 14 squared plus y squared equals, ladies and gentlemen, negative 187 positive 196 should give me what? 9. Good. And for grins and giggles, can you tell me what the center is? What is it? Huh? Positive 14 zeros, right? Positive 14 zeros. When you're pulling this stuff out of the equation, it has to change signs for the H and K, for the center, right? So the center for this one is 14, 0. What about the radius? It is not 9. It is what? Okay. This represents, ladies and gentlemen, r squared, right? So if it helps you, go r squared equals 9. And then, of course, solve the squared equation, right? So r equals 3. Questions? Anybody? Feel a little bit more comfortable with that? This should be a very, very good review. Yes, ma'am.
Is test multiple choice?
No, ma'am. You will not have a multiple choice in here for that. Now, y'all ready? Okay. Go. Got 2 minutes to complete the square. I want you to go ahead and pull the center and the radius out. If you don't mind, that way you're already ingrained and entrenched in doing that, okay? So we'll give you 2 minutes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what is my first thing I need to do? I need to do what? Come on. What do we need to do, folks? Group. Thank you. All right. Can I go ahead and complete the square? Yes or no? Why? You have to have a positive 1 in front of the square term in order to complete the square. If not, you're going to have to factor something out. And you'll see that commonly within ellipses and hyperbolas. So what's half of 6? All right. And 3 squared is what? 9. So I'm going to add 9 here. I will add 9 over there. Now, the y squared has positive 1. We can go ahead and complete square on that. What's half of 28? Plus 14 squared. That's plus 196, right? Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll write down what I write down, if you'll look at the stuff that I'm doing and think about it, it's a really good process. Everything I need to write the perfect square trinomial in factor form is up here. I know what goes in the parentheses. I know what I squared. I know what its sign is. There's things that I do that if you do it, it will make you successful. The variable is x, so it's x plus 3 squared plus y plus 14 squared equals, ladies and gentlemen, that gives me 4. So, for grins and giggles, I asked you to do center, right? What's the center? That's exactly right. -3, -14. All right. What's the radius? Okay. What kind of strategy have I given you that's going to help you to not just put 4? R squared equals what? So take square root. R equals what? 2. If you'll do that, maybe that bit of thinking will help you to not put 4 down there or something else. Okay? So what we're doing now, we're tweaking. Not twerking, tweaking. Okay? We're fine-tuning based off mistakes that I've seen that y'all made.
8th grade.
Okay, guys. This one, here's a circle. You need to take it and put it in what form? General conic. So we looked at this polynomial theory, a plus b squared, that allows you to basically do, that's a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, right? We did all that, right? So what I want you to do, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to expand that. Yeah? Now, if you need to write it out twice, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But at this level, you should be able to grasp on the polynomial theory, right? So you got, what did I say, 30 seconds? I give you 45. Go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and apologize for smacking, but I got to have some gum this morning. I tested out. Okay, folks. Here's A, here's B, right? Here's the polynomial theory. That's it. Now, we're going to expand this, so this would be x squared. X times negative 7 is negative 7x times 2 is negative 14x, and then negative 7 squared is positive 49. Please do not put negative 7 into that calculator and square it, because you'll get negative 49. You got to make sure you understand that calculator works. You got to put things in parentheses if you're going to square it if it's negative. Okay? Now, plus, that is y squared minus 20y, because y times negative 10 is negative 10. Y times 2 is 20y, plus 100 equals 25. Ladies and gentlemen, I have like terms here. So I got x squared minus 14x plus y squared minus 20y plus 149 equals 25. What's 149 minus 25, folks? 124. Is that correct? Equals 0. Good job, Wolf. You're writing in a general form of an equation. It's got to have an equal sign. It's got to have an equal sign. So if you drop that equals, that's wrong. So it's equals 0. Any questions? Bless you. Bless you. Now, any questions on this? Anybody? We picked this up. Let's switch gears. We're done with circles. Now we're in ellipses. Need you to find the center, the vertices, the co-vertices, and the foci. But before you can do that, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand the orientation of this. Because the orientation is going to drive where things are. Okay? It is the kicker of everything. Now, looking at this, take 5 seconds to look at it. And because I'm going to ask you what is orientation. So 5 seconds, go. Okay, what's orientation? She's saying horizontal. Y'all agree?
Yeah.
Anybody confused about what the orientation is? On the ellipses, you're looking at denominators. Wherever the bigger number is, that is the axis that the orientation's on, right? That's what you got to make sure you understand. So if I was creating a formula sheet, then I would make sure that I had that bit of information on there. Because if you look back at your quizzes, what was the one thing that you messed up on? Orientation. Now, so it's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal to 1. And because the orientation is horizontal, right, horizontal, this is a squared and that is b squared. Now, it's hard to read this if you don't know what you're looking at. So that's why I wrote down this formula, right? So the first thing that I need is your center. Where's your center? What is it? Negative 8, positive 8. Okay. Now, any questions on that?
No.
Vertices. Now, I'm looking for an ordered pattern. Okay? Because basically I'm looking at, can you plot? So, my vertices. I'm going to have two answers. Reason I got two answers are this, because I got two vertices, right? Vertices is plural. So, if I'm setting, what is my vertices? So my vertices ought to be what? Not a squared. No, ma'am. Today. It is your distance from your center out a positive and a negative, right? From that. So here's a squared. A squared equals 144, so a equals plus minus what? 12, right? Now, we said this was horizontal, correct? So in your mind, what you have to understand is that's your C. That's your B, right? Correct? Your B is 90 degrees to it. So if you kind of have that as a snapshot, so here we go. So we're going 12 horizontal. So if it's horizontal, who stays the same? What coordinate stays the same, folks? If it's horizontal, what coordinate stays the same? The Y, right? So I know that to be true, right? Correct? Now, from negative 8, I'm going 12 to the right. What's 12 spaces to the right? No. The whole length would be 24, right? What is it? If I go boom, boom, that's 4, right? What if I go 12 from negative 8? Where do I end up at? To the left. If I go down, how much? Negative 20. Yay or nay? So the whole length of that would be 24, right? But from the end points to the center would only be 12, right? That's 8. Right? Yes? So on your test Friday, you're going to be given equations. You're going to be asked to give certain things. You're going to have graphs sitting right there. The graph is sitting right there for what? So it can be used as an aid to count, right? Yeah, because really your graphing is to get to where you're going. So here's my vertices, correct? Anybody? Any questions on that? Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to find the foci, each focus, right? Find the values for each focus. Well, they are horizontal, so I know they got to be 8, right? So that portion of it's good, right? Yes? Can you figure out what the x coordinate is? Hold up. I'm going to give you 45 seconds to see what you can do. Okay, folks, let's see what we can't get done. So 144 minus 81, what does that give me? How much? 63. Ladies and gentlemen, that would be C equals the square root of 63, which would be 3 square roots of 7, which is approximately what? No, we are not going to the next whole number. We'll never round up the next whole number when we got decimals. You go to 2 decimal places. Okay? So it's what? 7.90?
9.3.
93?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go on the calculator. Let's solve the mystery. Square root of 63, enter. You got 3 square roots of 7. If you hit the little button above the enter, you get 7.937. So if I go 2 decimal places, that should be 7.9 what? 4. If I'm going to 2 decimal places, you hold the second decimal, look past it, look at the third. If it's 5 and up, that one goes up. If it's 4 and down, that one stays around, right? You remember your rounding principles? Yes? Okay. So that's C. Oh my. How we do that? Where are we at? We're at -8, right? What's -8 minus 7.94? No. -8 minus 7.94. No. -15.94, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, basic calculator skills. Yeah, I went to the left first. Now, let's go up. If I'm at -8 plus 7.94, what am I at? -0.0 what? 6. Okay? All right. Now, the last thing we got to find is our co-vertices, right? So they're going to be co-vertices. Now, really, that's your endpoints of your Z, right? Your minor axis, right? You got a major and a minor, right? Y'all remember that? Okay, so let's get our bearings straight. This is horizontal orientation, right? Which way does our B go? Vertical. The opposite of it, right? Perpendicular to it. So what coordinate stays the same if I'm doing vertical? My what? X. So let's look at my center. My center is -8. So the x value has to be -8, right? I'm going up from there. Now, how far am I going up? Well, B squared is 81, right? So B equals plus minus what? 9. So I'm going up from here on the Y. And then I'm also going down, right? So I'm punched in at 8. If I go up 9, where am I at? 17. Good job. If I go down 9 from 8, if I'm looking at 9 on 8, I go down 9, where am I at? Negative what? -1. Ladies and gentlemen, I like using distances. If you think about that, we just really plotted it, but only with numbers, right? Because we went that far to the left, that far to the right, for the vertices and for the foci, and then for the B, the co-vertices, for the minor axis. We plotted it, but we plotted it with ordered pairs. Correct? So on your formula sheet, you may have seen this one, B, vertices equals H plus and minus A, right? Right? Comma K. Yes? Yes or no? Okay, on this one, you would still have what? Foci equals H plus minus C, comma K, right? And then on this one, you would have had co-vertices would be H, comma K plus minus C, right? Yes? I'd make sure I had those. Now, that only works if it's horizontal, right? Correct? That's only there if it's horizontal. What happens if it's vertical? Those indicators swap to the other coordinate, right? Instead of H plus minus A, it'd be H comma K plus minus A, right? You're just swapping that. Any questions? Okay. Now, on your test, I could give you an equation, and I could ask for any one of those, and you have to provide it. Yep. I could say find me the covertices. Folks, that's not one answer, that's how many answers? That's two answers. You got to know how to get there. Right? So if I was going to create a former sheet, covertices, I'd put like horizontal. Covertices, if it's horizontal, orientation is horizontal, covertices go up and down. Right? If it's vertically, the covertices go left and right. So I would make sure I have little nuggets of information to keep my head screwed on. My thinking's correct, right? Because there's a whole lot of stuff. It's kind of like juggling 28 balls at the same time. Don't keep it up here. Write it down, right? And I'll tell you something else. Put your stuff in different colors. I would have my ellipses. I may do horizontal in one color, vertical in the other. But I would keep like section off. Boom, boom. I knew where things were, right? So that your eyes pick up on things a lot quicker. Any questions on this? Folks, we did everything but graphic, right? And if you think about it, look at these points right here. We went from these back to a what? An equation, right? We sure did. So now I'm just, can you give me that? I need to do number 8. Number 9 is vertical. This one's not, right? So let's do number 9. You're okay. How do you know that number 9 is vertical? Because the denominator, the bigger one, tells you what orientation, right? So the 36 is under the Y. So the orientation is vertical, right? How do I know that this is not a hyperbola? See, because if you look at this, you got to understand what am I looking at, right? Because it said equal to 1. There's 2 equations said equal to 1, ladies and gentlemen. What is the deciding factor of who I'm talking to about? The who? The plus or minus. Ladies and gentlemen, see that plus? That means it's in the ellipse. If that was a negative there, that would be a hyperbola. Those are things that I'm trying to emphasize because those are things that are going to be stumbling blocks that you're going to miss the whole problem because you don't know what you're looking at. Okay? So, first things first. It's vertical, right? So the A and the C are going this way. So what coordinate stays the same for the A and the C? The who? The X coordinates, right? Okay. Let's see what you can do. I give you 2 minutes. Okay, I got 3 minutes. So first things first, I'm pulling out my center, right? And right center, because you can't just write C. So my center is -2, +4, right? Correct? if it helps you, guys, if it helps you, we know this is vertical, do this. Right? Look. I've got them. Here they are. There's B. And then this would be what? The A's, right? No, that ain't B's. That's C's. I think my head screwed on right here in a second. That's C. All right. So here we go. A squared equals 36, so A equals plus minus 6. So here's my A. This length is A, right? It's my vertices. It's my foci, right? Vertices, foci. So if I'm at 4 and I go down 6, where am I at, guys? Negative what? Negative 2, correct? Because between negative 2 and 4 is 6 spaces, correct? If I'm at 6, I go up. Or if I'm at 4 and I go up 6, I'm at who? 10. So my vertices are this. Negative 2, and negative 2, 10, right? My foci. Well, I've got to do a little bit of work, right? C squared equals A squared minus B squared. So 36 minus 16, C squared equals 20. So C equals square root of 20, which would be 2 square roots of 5, which would be approximately what? 4.47? Y'all all in agreement? Okay. Now, guys, if I'm going up 4.47 from 4, that leaves me at what? 8.87, right? If I'm at 4 and I'm minus 4.47, what does that leave me at? Negative what? 0 point something, right? Huh? Yes? Is that right?
I think it's 8.47.
And somebody take 4 minus 4.47. No, you're right. You're right. No, it can't be 4.7. It has to be what? Huh? Nah, y'all better check that.
What is 4 minus 4?
No, 4 minus 4 point. So 4 minus 4.47. It's negative. Okay. All right. Okay. Finish the rest, guys.